Hey, what's going on? It's Lee. I don't know if this is live yet. Oh, I think it's about to go live. So I'm gonna put on some headphones and see if the sound's working. Oh, it is. All right, cool. So what's up to all five of you? I don't know if I'm what joins in, but seems to be a little stuttery. Basically, what I'm going to be talking about uh, is I'm back, or at least I hope to be back. I plan to be back. Um, oh, cool! I got a message, Carlos. You can do it. Thank you, buddy. Um, so, uh, yeah. So, as many of you know, I've been away for I've been away for like a couple of years, really. I uploaded a few things, but not much. Um, and So I had to take time off to take care of my daughter, but I am really eager to come back and um, and do what I've been doing. Um, so unfortunately, here in San Francisco, it's like incredibly expensive to try to get childcare. Um, so I had to try to find a way. I mean, at the same time, I'm trying to find a way to put my child through childcare so I can continue to work on the channel. The whole adpocalypse thing happened, and I've been hit particularly hard. Um, but I plan on continuing regardless. Um, yeah, I'm going to be working all weekend on editing videos and trying to put stuff up. From this point on, I hope to be able to put something up every week. I have lots and lots of footage that I hope to put up. Um, I've launched a Patreon to try to support myself so I can continue to do this and so I can afford to be able to put my child through preschool. I'm on a waiting list for a preschool. It's a co-op preschool. It should start next month. If all goes well, I'll get in. Um, but yeah, for the last month, I've been setting up a Patreon, and I had up and running right now. It's at patreon.com/Lee's channel. Um, and that's LEES no, sorry, no underscore, LEESCHANNEL. I have the link inside the description of this video. Um, yeah, I spent a lot of time writing there, probably too much time. It's a big block of text. Um, but I don't know, I guess I had a lot to say. I spent a lot of time trying to think of what would be some good tiers, some good rewards that also wouldn't take too much of my time. I mean, I also did physical rewards that may take up a lot of time. Gator from No Cutaway Andy, I just see your comment. Um, but Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Uh, all eight of you now, I think. Um, yeah, other than that, I guess all I have to say is just a general announcement that I'm going to be back and I'm going to be uh, uploading more regularly. No Cut Andy says, go check out my friend Jimmy the Hobo. He live streams. Things must not be too bad for Jimmy the Hobo then, huh? How does it... Well, never mind. I don't want to get too distracted. Um, let's see. I wish I had some questions prepared. And does anybody on here have anything to say? I'll check out Jimmy the Hobo later. Oh, he's an ex-hobo. I'll I'll check him out later. I realize I don't have to look away. Um, well, anyhow, I guess right now I'll go over the tiers that I have set up over on Patreon. Um, right now I have four tiers. Do I? No, five tiers. So there's the copper level, which is access to the Patreon stream and participate in a monthly Patreon exclusive live stream, Ask Me Anything video. So I guess kind of like this, but hopefully I'll get better. Um, and the next level up is the $5 bronze level. So it's everything from above, and I'll be posting on Patreon uh, before at least going public on YouTube. Um, and all right, let me finish this. And so I'll be oh, and also videos that are just not going to be acceptable on YouTube. You know, I got hit by a couple strikes recently, and I realized, yeah, it's difficult to try to highlight the issues that I highlight on YouTube without being flagged, you know. So I'm gonna try to remain cautious in any video that I feel like is just too intense. I'm not gonna put it. I mean, too controversial, too whatever. I'm not gonna put it on YouTube publicly, at least. So that's gonna be on the Patreon. And then, you know, for anybody who wants to see behind the scenes, I'm going to just upload like the unedited video so you can see the whole thing. That would be another level. That'd be the silver level at $10. Then gold level, that's $25 a month. That would be, you know, everything from above. Plus, I plan on making some Lee's channel shirts and whatnot and shipping that out. I'll be covering shipping, and that's anywhere international. I will cover the cost of that. You could go check the page for to see more details on that. And then the top level, that's the Patreon Saint, $35 per month. That one, I'm actually going to be donating clothes to the homeless. I'm going to be making videos of showing me dropping them off, and you'll be credited in the video and whatnot. I've been wanting to do something like that for a long time, but I've never really had an avenue to do so. So I thought making it a reward would be a pretty cool thing to do. I mean, something I'm going to do regardless, but I just thought it might be interesting. So let me go see No Cut Andy. Oh, all right, okay, here, No Cut. He was addicted to heroin and meth for 15 years and was a gay sex addict, but now is 10 years sober. I'll check him out. I'll check him out later. Madison Hellstrom. Quality of life in the Bay Area is terrible for me, even as someone in the... Well, I don't have to read this. You guys see this too, right? Well, I'll read it anyhow. Are you planning on going beyond documenting the problems towards addressing how we can make things better? Yes, definitely, for sure. That's huge. I myself, I mean, I don't want to tell you guys stuff that you already know, but I myself went through the foster care system. Everybody that I went through became homeless. I was the only person who didn't suffer from any kind of addiction or substance problems. So I know full well I want to do stuff to try to show how people get homeless in the first place, you know, and what we can do to try to solve those problems. The truth is, right now in the foster care system, 50% of those people who age out of the system are going to be homeless or incarcerated. That's the official statistic. And in my own experience, it was 100%. Everybody I knew became homeless, at least temporarily. I mean, after I turned 18, I was dropped off outside of a home shelter. So yes. Okay, even as someone in the middle class, are you gonna go beyond? Okay, yeah, and it's just too expensive. It's ridiculous. It does not make any sense at all here in San Francisco, and it's getting worse. You know, ever since Ed Lee started like harassing the homeless and throwing all their stuff away and moving them around, it's just made the problem worse. So let's see, Carlos. I've seen more of the gypsy ladies with babies begging for money. I know they're all over. There's more than ever now. It's ridiculous. It's like people have caught on and realized what a good scam that is. Okay, let's see. I'm a nurse in SF. I found your channel because I saw one of my patients in your... Which patient did you see? Do you think we should adopt children without parents instead of having our own children? Because I definitely think so. Yes, yes, that's a that's a good thing to do. Another thing that I think people should do is look into being foster parents, especially foster parents for people who are older. Um, you know, I was in the system when I was a kid because my dad beat me because my mom was schizophrenic. Um, and it was hard, you know. I mean, I just went into group homes and it was terrible in those group homes. A lot of those group homes were corrupt, and it's hard to become a foster kid, especially as a male and especially if you become a teenager. I first entered when I was 11, then went with my mother, and then I mean, I was mistreated with my mother, and then I went in when I was 13, and yeah, it was I wasn't able to find a foster family, but at least for a while, until there's somebody in the group home system who just wanted to foster my friend, and that kind of fell through. And I was like, hey, you know, if you want to foster someone, you could always foster me. And once you're in, I guess you're in. I was with that guy. That guy, I don't know if I should say his name or not, but that guy was not exactly the best foster parent in the world. Um, and I ended up leaving there and going to other foster homes. But I guess I'm going off on a tangent. Oh, I can't really say because of HIPAA violation. All right, that's cool. I understand. I myself was a caregiver, so I know how that stuff is. Um, uh, hey, Boon Neck. Uh, okay, let me see. But DNA bloodline. Oh, oh. Okay, any other questions? Anything anybody else wants to say? Okay. Thank you for that response. I plan to adopt or foster instead of my own kids. Listen, I think that's great. I think that's the best thing you could do. If you can't do that, at least try to be a positive role model in someone's life. You could work in the group homes, work in the shelters or stuff like that. What state do you live in? I live in California. I'm here in Cisco, California. Um, but yeah, you could try to be like one of those, I don't know what they're called, the CASA workers or one of those shadows or mentors, part of the Big Brother, Big Sister program. Um, you know, I tried, and something I wanted to do, I wanted to work at one of the children's shelters or one of the, uh, what is it called, group homes. Um, but they didn't want me, you know, despite going through the system myself. Uh, they wanted somebody with a BA in social work. So, um, or I guess there's a delay here. Does anybody have any other questions? Oh, I just got someone else joining. Hold on, I'm going to drink some water meanwhile. Okay. What do you do outside of YouTube? Well, recently I've just been raising my daughter. You know, that's like a full-time thing. Um, and it's kind of eaten up my life. I like to play games. I love to play games. I even attempted to start like a Twitch um, channel, but like that, it's hard. It's hard to try to find an audience, and it kind of takes away from your enjoyment. If you're ever in LA, you should visit my friend. Okay. All right, that's cool. I'll check him out also. I'll check out your friend Paul Dino. Uh, Dinio. Favorite music genre artist. I like tons of music, lots of music. Um, Favorite genre, I guess like 60s rock, um, Baroque rock. Favorite artist, oh, that's hard. There's so many. Um, let's see. Uh, I mean, I like the Beatles. Um, I like the zombies. Um, I like, I like a lot of Motown. Um, I like tons of stuff, Nothing recent, but yeah, I mean, basically, there's a huge swath of stuff from the 70s and beyond back all the way to classical. Um, Daughter, how old are you? I'm about to turn 32 next month. Um, have you ever been injured while recording or feared danger? No, I have excellent street smarts. I mean, excellent. If you look through my videos, at no point am I ever in danger because I never. That's something I wanted to say actually, because I've noticed some people who've contacted me who are inspired by what I do and decide to try to go film the stuff out there. Um, don't be respectful. Don't get in people's faces. Um, I saw somebody film somebody and get punched. Okay, I steer clear. I don't bother anybody. I'm completely inconspicuous. Um, and uh, let's see what else. Oh, I've seen stuff. Listen, if it's too dangerous, I'm not going to record. There's lots of stuff I've seen. I've been in the bus before and seen somebody with like a bag of rocks, making a transaction literally right in front of me, and they had pistols right there. So no, I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm scared for my life just being around drug dealers with guns, but I'm not stupid enough to pull out my camera and try to record at that moment. Um, but living in San Francisco is dangerous. There's all kinds of times, not when I'm recording, even before I started my whole YouTube channel. Um, I just walked down the street, talking to my friend, and was just walking behind a homeless guy wearing a blazer, just not thinking anything, and he turned around and socked me in the stomach. Um, I used to live in the Tenderloin. If you don't know what the Tenderloin is, it's like where all the homeless basically are in San Francisco, until they start to move them. That's where all the drugs are and stuff. You walk up and down that street, and they'll, people will be like offering you, or not offering, but trying to get you to buy stuff from them, whether it's pills or drugs or whatever. So you're walking up, and they'll be saying like perks, perks, or whatever other kind of pills that they have, all the way up. They'll let you know too, like, hey, 5050 when the police are coming by. Um, but going out like at night, I had somebody try to mug me before. Um, I walked around a corner one time and nearly bumped into somebody. Well, he was sucking his thumb, and someone else was injecting him in the neck, and I nearly collided with him. I have all kinds of stories. I mean, when I lived there, there was somebody who put, there was a chair that was out on the corner. I was like, oh, look at this. I was looking at the chair. Somebody is like, hey, what are you doing? What are you trying to do? Use that smart chair. Quit trying to steal from me, And I was like, what are you talking about? And I was with a friend of mine. He was like, come on, let's go, let's go. It's like, no, what are you talking about? Like, hey, you're trying to steal? Like, I'll kill you. You want to buy it? You want to buy it $4? I was like, what? And he's like, come on, let's go. And then okay. Yeah, I know this game, the stream completely froze. Am I back? Let me see. I don't know where I left off. Can somebody say where I left off? I was just telling stories. Yeah, I'm back. It completely crashed me out of the app. I had to relaunch it. I'm doing it through my phone. Oh yeah, so anyhow, yeah, the guy was going back and forth between threatening me and trying to sell me the chair. And then he he had in his hand a syringe. He was ready to stab me. So I got the F out of there. Yeah. So yeah, it's not the best place in the world to raise a family, but fortunately I don't live anywhere downtown. It's not a concern. The main concern, I guess, is just financial. It's just ridiculous. Okay, let me go through some of the questions. Let's see. What camera do you use to record? It's my phone. I specifically went out of my way to try to get. I mean, actually, it was 2013. I bought the Galaxy Note 3 specifically because it was the first thing I could get that could record 4K. It just happened to be pocketable. Um, okay, I thought you were younger. Yep. Uh, I live in the Tenderloin. Yeah, Alex W. Well, I mean, sorry. Maybe I shouldn't give out your stuff, but yeah, the Tenderloin. Nothing tender about those loins. Um, uh, let's see, BART station at Civic Center. Civic Center. Oh man, when I lived at the Tenderloin, I used to go through Civic Center all the time. One time I was going up the escalator, and there was like some Latino gang members up at the top. It was at night. It was dark, um, and I was going up the escalator, and they're sitting there talking, and they're looking, and they're handing a gun back and forth, looking at it, and I had the money for my rent in my pocket. I'm like, f, you know, and I thought like, well, this sucks, but I just tried to keep my cool and went over and like addressed it directly. I was like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" It just kept walking, and nothing happened to me. Um, okay. Tell them about how much human poop there is in the. Oh, there's poop all over. You can actually go and see a map of where the human feces are all over. There's a map of where the feces are in the streets and where the needles are in the streets, and you can see as it increases year over year. Uh, okay, let's see. Okay. Wow, they really don't give you a big window to look at all the comments. Um, okay. Okay. I was on the street for 2 weeks like a year ago. I'm glad it's only 2 weeks. It's not really the best. I mean, I was homeless, but I never actually slept out on the streets. I stayed inside the homeless shelter. Um, there's times where I either was kicked out or somebody had my bed inside the shelter, and I just, instead of sleeping, just decided to walk all day and all night instead of sleeping. Do I plan on making more videos? Yes, that's what this whole thing is about. I plan on making more videos than ever. Um, so yeah, just wanted to connect with all of you guys and let you know what's going on. I talk about that a little bit in the beginning of the stream if you ever want to go back and check it out. Um, how many people are watching? 12 people. Okay. Anybody else have any other questions? You should live stream more. There is money in it. All right. Well, I plan on doing more live streams. Not simply because of the money, just because I like it as a concept. Um, do you think that the homeless situation is political? No. I think the homeless situation is a societal problem, a societal issue, and people politicize it for personal gain, but no one is really interested in solving the homeless problem. What they're interested in doing is hiding the homeless problem or appearing like they want to take care of the homeless problem. Because honestly, I feel like if you really wanted to take care of the homeless problem, people will be taking care of the homeless problem. Um, it's not, I don't think like it's that difficult. Yes, it would cost some money, but I think you would, considering that San Francisco makes most of its money through tourism, I think you would get that money back no problem. If San Francisco was safe, clean, I mean, I know most people don't care about the whole morals of the situation, but just simply from a business standpoint, it doesn't make sense just to let people just rot out in the streets. A typical homeless person costs $40,000 a year. Some people with advanced conditions cost $100,000 a year. But like I said, it's it would be a massive undertaking to completely take care of it. And maybe it can't be completely taken care of, but it could be certainly mostly taken care of. I should get a small speaker. I want to do live streams. I don't know if the 4G is going to be sufficient enough to stream. I've heard that San Francisco is losing tourists because of syringes and excrement on the streets. That's right. That's what I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. It needs to be taken care of. I don't know why it's not being taken care of. You know, the problem is that most of the people who are chronically homeless, there may not be an easy solution for people who are chronically homeless. There may need to be places like wet houses and whatnot for them to live in, but they need to do a better job in making sure people don't get homeless in the first place. Once you are homeless and addicted, oh, dang! I think I got a super chat from Get Crack for me. Cool, you're back. SF is full of cray cray now. Can't believe it's worse than the 80s. It's sad. It really is sad. Oh man, I just got distracted from what I was saying. Talking about solving the homeless situation. Oh yeah. So listen, like I said, 50% of foster youth will become homeless. You know, homeless or incarcerated, or maybe both. So that is a huge, huge issue that needs to be taken care of. Wait, hold on. I don't feel like I gave enough thanks to Get Crack for me. Thank you super much. The $100, that's ridiculous. I'll put you in the credits of the next video. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Yeah, you are a legend. Okay, what was I saying? So the homeless. Oh yeah, so there's those people who are in foster care, the foster care system. I say foster care, but most people are not in foster care. There's group homes, children shelters, and what have you. There needs to be. I myself was just basically they keep you holed up in this place. You're not allowed to leave, and then they dump you out on the streets. So you don't know how to do anything. You know. There needs to be better systems to get people to live on their own when they have no support system, you know, when they have no safety net. You know, so I mean, there's things they could do on that front. Now, there's people with mental illness. There really needs to be better support for people with mental illness. There should not be people just out on the streets just raving, you know, it's not acceptable. You know, we need to have better mental health services. We need to have treatment facilities. You know, so that's another huge thing. And now the other part, which is kind of controversial because I know people love their drugs, but drug addiction. You get addicted to drugs, you will inevitably become homeless. That's it. People who doing drugs doesn't mean not everybody who's homeless does drugs, but everyone who stays homeless does drugs, including those who are mentally ill. There's a huge link between mental illness, homeless, and there's a huge link between homelessness and drug usage, but there's a link between mental illness and drug usage. Now, that hasn't been proven so far in science. However, statistically, the majority of people with schizophrenia are also addicts. I think people are not really taking the drug situation seriously here. Here in San Francisco, 60% of the meth that comes up through our southern border comes from San Francisco or via the pier. 60% of the meth in the entire U.S. comes through San Francisco. Uh, yeah, I mean, that needs to be taken care of. We still have lots of other problems too, problems that are not even being filmed. We still have tongs going on. If you don't know what tongs are, it's basically over in Chinatown. The underworld still exists. There's still like underground gambling casinos. There's still sex trade. Uh, there's sex slaves. And that they basically the police were trying to shut that down in the 20s, and then basically tried to give up, and nothing happened. Those things are still there. You could walk through Chinatown. Anytime you see the word Tong, know what that means. Okay, you have a child. Yep, I do. Don't get demonetized. Well, yeah, most of my. You look like Clark Kent. You're not the first person that told me that to tell me that, but actually, I'm not wearing glasses, so that would be Superman. Um, so, what was I saying? Sorry, I keep getting distracted. Um, you have a child? Yes, I have a child. Okay, get crack for me. He's responding to someone else. I didn't see the other comment. Our knowledge of psychology is very primitive. Can't solve the problems without trial and error. We're only good at controlling masses through social engineering, not individual issues. I don't know how to reply to that. I didn't see the previous comment. Let me see. I feel like I was saying something before. I think we need more psychiatric care. Yes, Reagan shut down a lot of the institutions, and I think that's a big part of where this all started. But also, a lot of people don't know the history of San Francisco. I mean, they don't really think about it. Obviously, in the 60s, we had a lot of hippies here. And in the early 60s was all peace and love. And then in the later 60s, harder drugs started coming along. And I think that's where a lot of the homeless problem started to happen. Also, I know that the U.S. Navy used to drop off sailors that were not fit for duty over at the San Francisco port. That's another thing. Veterans. There are a lot of homeless people who are veterans. I've seen and talked and interacted with quite a few of those. There's no excuse for that. We should not be. I mean, these people are sacrificing their lives and their livelihood. They're coming out with brain damage, and they're basically just dumped out on the street. That you should be. If you join the military, you should be set for life. You should have the American dream. You should have a house, a car in the garage, and a chicken in the pot. Okay. Yeah. The truth is, you get discharged from the military, even if you're not physically injured, you're probably going to suffer. I mean, depends on what you do, but there's a good chance you're suffering trauma, and you may never be this. I mean, you may never be the same person. You can look at pictures of people when they entered and when they left, and you can see like a deadness in their face. So they're going to need permanent psychiatric care. And now that's not even factoring in the fact that concussions are at an all-time high for people in the military. Because the helmets are better. People are getting concussive blasts in the head or being around explosions and not being treated. I mean, hopefully as more people learn more about the brain, learn more about concussions, they'll get more treatment. But it makes sense. It makes sense why they're not able to adapt to society. Anyhow, any other questions? Let's see, how many people? 14 people watching now. I guess I should have had a bigger lead for the live stream. Oh, I lost somebody. How long have I been up for? It says 35 minutes. I will answer any question you guys ask as long as it's not like something ridiculous. Um, Let me scroll through this little tiny window, try to see. Uh, oh, get cracked for me. Thank you for sharing your story. Oh man, you don't even know. Like, I've been through a lot of stuff in my life. I have so many stories that I could share. Um, but oh, now I just closed all the question windows. Anybody have any comments? All right. Well, I can't see anything right now. So, thank you guys for watching. I will be back. I will do more live streams. This was, it actually went pretty well. Thank you guys for asking your questions. I really enjoyed it. Um, please, please check out my Patreon page and tell me what you think. I've never done anything like this before. I'd be very interested to see what you guys have to say. I try to do my best, but like I said, I'm not very experienced in that. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned. I'm going to be editing and working all weekend trying to put stuff up. So yeah, thank you guys very much, and see you later.